And welcome everyone to week 11. Week 11, part 1 of this month's episode of Ashes to Ashes. Joining me together are the usual hoodlums. We've got Thomas Frey as Grodd. How's it going, Thomas?
Going good, guys.
All right, Thomas. You don't work tomorrow, right?
I'm good.
You and I gotta meet, and we need to figure out how to do the multiplayer CK2 or even just join in the same Skype so that we can make a video together. I think that'd be a hell of a lot of fun.
That would be awesome.
We could even play off my game if you host the call so that net usage isn't derp-tarded.
I think I've seen it done by like a Roomba or something.
Roomba
like that
does
before.
do it.
Yeah.
Oh man, that would be confusing as shit having us control two nobles. But I have no problem being your little Duke bitch. Like, have you be a king and I could be like, Master, I was at the dinner table and I heard them talking bad about you. But if you sleep with my wife, I'm going to have to kill you.
Yeah, I'll marry you after your cousin or something.
Or you could just marry me. Depending on the traits that were dealt. But, how are you doing, Tom?
Good. Glad to be here. Can't wait.
You've been in a lot of campaigns recently. A lot of one-shots and stuff.
Yeah, oh yeah. Jeremy Lilly's his Frozen King one and his Arbinger playtest. I've been in a couple of those. Check those out in his channel. Yeah, and the Tales from Doler. Which
Awesome.
me and
excited.
Archie just left.
So yeah, we are starting later than usual, so if you see yawning at the end of the video, do keep in mind that Grodd and Sirius have done back-to-back. They are literally playing 9 hours of role-playing games in a row.
Could be worse problems.
Yeah, you know,
Straight
you
up.
and Archie don't even look that stressed, but I'm just waiting until we start playing because I have the habit of stressing you guys out. Well, thank you, Tom. Very glad to see you. You know, once we post this video, I'd love to hook up with your channel and give you a copy of it so that you can post it too. It'd be really interesting to do a collab. I'm really excited. So
Yeah.
Let's move on over to Archie. Archie, you play Sirius. Now, we've had some discussions, and when you guys see the game starting up, based on what happened to Janus and stuff, I think Sirius has finally said, you know what? I'm always the captain of the ship. It's time to be a captain. How do you think? Explain to me Sirius's evolving over the past few weeks on Coruscant, or actually, it's only been like a week.
Yeah, so he was against coming here in the first place, but now that he's here, back at the place where he lost his leg, where his life kind of got turned upside down. He's basically had no choice through the meeting with Janus and everything else but to reclaim his power in the Force, and it's just been really that's the only thing that's really saw him through this time is his training and his discipline and the lessons that he was taught so long ago. It's all kind of been flooding back to him. He's remembering the strong commanders that he knew during the wartime and how impressive they were, and just the pure force of will that they had in that time to face the things that they faced.
Now, Sirius, do you have any memorabilia from before?
I didn't. Well, I had my lightsaber hilts, which have sort of been remade into one blade, which I have, and then I was recently blessed with the gift of my old master's blade, so I keep that close on my person, and sometimes I'll even pull it out recently to think on the past and try to look towards the future and see so this sort of reminds me to think about what my master would do, because he was a wiser man than myself.
Sounds great. And let's go over to... Oh, are you working on any projects, man? I've been watching your channel. Some of your videos just crack me up. I love watching you play Fallout so much. You get salty like me at that game sometimes. It's great.
Yeah, man. If you want to see true salt, watch me try to build something in Fallout. It's excruciating, but like the most enjoyable game that I've played probably in the past couple of years. Really do enjoy that a lot. The world's great. So just that, and yeah, man, some Skyrim and some RPG games, man. We got a trilogy coming out, so we're in the middle of that. it should be pretty brutal. Expect lots of destruction in the next episode.
What? That's the Sith. Shit, I'm drawing a blank on the title.
Yes, the Dark Council. It's 3 or 4 Sith lords who are on a special mission from the Emperor to kill the Grand Master of the Jedi Order.
Excellent. Now, the first thing that you guys may notice is Damn Jam still has his name called Damn Jam up there, and that is because I accidentally loaded the wrong PNGs. So after this first part, it will reflect the actual characters' names. I apologize, Chris. You'll just have to deal with it. And same with you, Nate. Right. Nate, how's it going? You working on any projects?
Not right now. I'm just trying to recover. The May 4th was a busy one.
I hear you.
It was so busy I didn't even get to finish watching the Destiny Horizon episodes. I was pretty ticked off, but yeah.
Yeah, and I bet my Ashes crew is excited because once we're done filming this, we're going to make the tide changes for Destiny Horizon. Very excited for that.
So yeah, nothing right now. I've got some setting material I'm working on for another game, so mostly just a lot of writing. So yeah.
Well,
you guys need something written. You need some intros and other stuff put together. You let me know. I'll write it up for you. So.
Are you our resident plot pimp?
Oh, I do plots. Yeah, I do background stories. I love writing up backgrounds for characters, but sometimes they get a little too elaborate. So
I hear you, brother. All right, well, let's get over to Chris Slackersy. Chris, you have announced, and I don't know. Let me just ask you. You explained a mechanic to us in brief. How confident do you feel about announcing it, or would you rather wait?
I'm going to wait on the mechanic, but by this time that it's released, I will have announced my new campaign. So you guys will hear it first before it's announced to the group.
Yeah,
you filming, but
you better announce the mechanic on Ashes to Ashes in the next couple episodes. This better be it.
I will.
This will be the Virgin channel.
Out.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, thank you very much. I'm excited for the mechanic, frankly. I think it's going to be great. And I'm always up for anything that adds more turmoil to a GM. And I can't wait to play in your game so I can dish it back to you. So, all right. Well, thank you, Chris. Chris, I've been role-playing with you on the side as Damn Jam. And in our tide changes, it's interesting to see that people, even though Damn Jam has left, we did announce that he will be back eventually. And I love the fact that even Ethan has embraced that idea with the tide change he recommended. Mm-hmm. Damn Jam is a beloved character. And I've already gotten comments on how that people are happy that you and I didn't just decide to wipe him out. And they want to see him again. But they also, from a plot point, they understand why he left. Which is actually pretty cool.
Right.
So, but I want to get to know Lucius before I kill him.
Someone's gonna die.
No, everybody's like, you're so bloodthirsty, and I was like, I am running 4 goddamn campaigns. Uh-oh, Viatar, you went sideways again. You're messing with your phone. This is Viatar. This is Viatar Light. He's on a diet. No. So
I feel a little thinner here.
There you go.
Come on now.
So basically, we're going to be dealing with technical difficulties because his phone's being a bastard, but that's okay. We'll just continue role-playing regardless. For those of you watching, when it is Nate's turn to speak, just do this. It works perfectly fine. So, Chris, I'm super excited to hear about Lucius. I can't wait to learn more about him. I think it's going to be great. You are still sideways, sir. It fixed for a moment there. There we go. Hey. So, let's get to the nitty-gritty. Oh, it did it again. It hates you. So what I'm going to do...
It hates me, in so many ways.
First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to open up my die pool here. Open up the die pool. Yes, please. I'm so excited to kill you all. I mean, there we go. I've cleared the die pool. And I'm going to start off, you know how I roll light side, dark side for the neutral part of the force. I'm going to give you guys the option. I can roll and we can gamble, or I can just give you a free light side for all the preparation that you guys have done outside the game. Ooh,
yeah, I'm all for you rolling.
I like that laugh. That was such a masochistic laugh. Like, I mean, the bonus to me rolling is you guys could get 2 light sides, so it's entirely up to you.
Generally to me, I would say roll because, I mean, fuck it, I like to take the chance. But no, we need that light side, baby. My vote's for the light side. I wanna lock that in if possible. That's my vote.
Freaking Jedi.
All right, we got 1 and 1.
Yeah.
Chris, how you feeling? Feeling like gambling?
I do.
Okay, so
Let's gamble.
Tom,
I'm all for gambling.
you a gambling
The
man?
grad
tonight?
in me says gamble, but the Tom says take the light side. So I'm gonna have to vote light side.
Okay, so since it's a tie, I'm actually going to go ahead and give you guys the light side.
Sounds good.
All right, so I updated, and everybody click sync pool with GM. There you go.
That's it. That's
And
all
then
we got to work with.
once
One
you
light
do
side.
that-
We're gonna make it work.
You guys are fine. Click roll destiny. Let's see what we got. Bathe me in dark side, fellas. Ha ha ha! Oh. Yes! We got 4 to
Jeez.
2. Well, it's a good thing you know what? I just want to, for giggles, just see what I would have rolled. It's a good thing we went with need rolling a light.
Oh,
All right, good call, guys.
You're gonna love that one.
Oh man, that 1 to 6 would have been a blessing for me. But we're not going to go
Beautiful.
there, okay?
Yeah.
The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a dark side. And I'm not going to tell you why. Just know that I've spent it to do something interesting that might not necessarily be bad, but it could potentially create some issues. So let's start this game. Sirius, it has been a couple of days, and you are in the conference room. We've never really established what the conference room looks like, so since you're in the conference room, why don't you name one thing about it physically? We already know what's going on in there, and then we'll go around the table and have everybody name something about it. Let it be known that there is a refresher in here, and I don't mean the toilet, I mean the food dispenser.
I don't know how the Star Wars world works in regards to like
It
trees
works
and
the
stuff.
way we fucking want it to work, Sirius. We're pulling a George
Damn right.
Lucas. What we say goes, even if it's stupid.
Well, I really love cherry wood, and I want the fucking table to be a gigantic slab from like some ungodly
Kashyyyk.
sized cherry tree.
Kashyyyk.
Well, I mean,
We'll just say it's
Yeah.
a dark cherry tree. You know, it's
Nice, there you
a
go.
dark red slab from Kashyyyk. Awesome. So this table contributed to the destruction of some Wookiee's home. Congratulations. Let's move on. Oh, come on, Raja. Oh, no. Beautiful Kashyikian slab. In fact, I like the idea of it not even being a square table. I love the idea of it being the natural shape of the tree, and that the edges of it are still the dark brown bark from the tree. And then somebody just
Man,
like,
that's a
polished
pretty
the
hefty
shit out
tree.
of it.
That's all I gotta say.
and
Well,
actually
the
that makes good
Kashyikian
sense because
trees
the
are
guy who
huge.
owned the ship wasn't exactly the nicest individual.
That's true. He probably has some Wookiee pelts in the back.
Yeah, he's sleeping
Cool,
on Wookiee skin rugs and shit.
Chris, Lucius, not Damn Jam. Why don't you tell me something about the conference room? Let's get some descriptions here.
In this conference room, even though that, you know, it's Lucius's first time, there is a piece of Damn Jam that's still left there. There is one of his coats that he wears. He left on the chair that's sitting in there, and nobody's realized it.
You know, I think it's not only that no one's realized it, but I had a friend that passed away, and they had left their jacket at my house. And the weirdest thing is that we all saw the jacket there, and we didn't move it for months. But whenever we had dinner, no one sat in that chair. So let's say that there's a vacant chair that's a little smaller than the others, and his jacket is over it. I wanted it to be smaller because if it was a normal chair, it'd be like really fat.
Yeah, this-
fat guy in a
Needs some
little
space.
coat. Yeah, but it's a little chair, and no one's sat in it mainly because it's too small, but also for sentimental reasons. I like that. Grick tried, and then Grodd shot him dagger eyes, and he moved to another seat. So, awesome. Nate, why don't you describe something about the conference room? Man, I'm giving you free reign here. What is in this?
I know, yeah. Actually, the conference room actually has a couple big, like big screen TVs that they, so whenever something broadcasts, they can get it piped into the conference room without having to go
further
to.
Than that. Let's say that this guy, because I imagine the cherrywood table, let's say that he's really kind of a stickler for design, and that the TVs come out of the walls. They're not always there. Like, you hit a button and they'll... Oh, they don't lower from the ceiling.
So you got panels.
They raise from the floor.
The panels slide across and the TVs pop out. And
oh, yeah, let's say that. Like, right on the main wall where there's, like, a decorative emblem saying the Dragon's Ire, it actually slides open like a Price is Right. Like, one of those doors in the Price is Right, and the TV's behind there. Rad. And then there's another TV on the other side that lowers in front of the windows, so that no matter where you're sitting in the table, you can see the TVs. And let's go even further into that. Sirius, in the lead position of the conference table, there's like a little Microsoft Surface built in to the table, so that you can actually draw on it, and people will see on the screens what you draw. Rad. Tom, give me something you see.
This ship basically was owned by a gang, so probably wasn't in the best repair. They probably didn't take care of it. They had no need for a conference room. This was a smoking lounge, so there's cigarette burns in all the chairs, on the rug. Stinks like smoke in here.
Yeah, it stinks like smoke. Let's say that as part of that, each chair has an ashtray built into the armrest. And then my favorite thing is the reason why it's called the Dragon's Ire is on one of the walls, the northern wall, there is a baby crate dragon skull that's mounted on the wall. And they've actually put recessed lighting in it so that it's part of the light fixtures. Its eyes light up. And that's kind of what cascades light around. What do you guys think?
They do that every once in a while, and they throw it has an ambient smoke thing that billows out of it. So while they're smoking, it fogs up the whole entire room. They were like,
that's awesome. Yeah,
completely shadowed the whole entire.
And then as a result, because this was the smoking room, the windows at the top, they're kind of a dingy brown because they haven't been cleaned.
Yeah.
So rad, guys. I love it. All right. Well, Sirius, you've been a couple of days, right? Now, you lived on the surface of Coruscant. We're in the underworld. And you've been having a hard time sleeping because there's no concept of day or night down here. And on the table in front of you is a couple of pills that you've been taking that Grick has given you that will help regulate your sleeping habits. To put this in actual Earth terms, it's melatonin. So it's not a medical drug that you can get addicted. It's a vitamin that will help you regulate your sleep pattern. So you're not exhausted. Like, you don't take any physical effects, but your sleep schedule's all out of whack. And displayed in front of you is some effects that Viatar has left, because Viatar has resigned. Now, you guys commonly believe that it's because the Empire, or the First Order, is after them. The reason why the Sith Inquisitors tracked you guys down is because the Sith Inquisitors need the breach designs, and you guys found out through Valeria, the recording that Valeria had and all the information she had on her, that they are currently working with Tarkin to build a devastating weapon that will take out entire solar systems. And it's called Starkiller. That being said, would you like, now in these last couple days, would you have reached out to your daughter?
Yeah, 100%. I would have reached out to her and also to Cooper and Asha separately, but inviting Asha and Sarah to come stay with me, or stay in a place that I have here on Coruscant, and just telling Cooper that if he wanted to meet, that we would try to set that up for some closure to our situation.
All right. Excellent.
And because he had reached out and sort of apologized to us, so I was sort of apologize as well, and sort of try to make amends personally.
I think that's cool. Well, then let's say that you did get a message back this morning. They are actually being brought over, the three of them, on a ship called the Moldy Crow.
I'm aware of that ship, yes.
So, they're going to be arriving in Coruscant within the week.
Okay, that's great
Which
news.
tells you that they're probably pretty freaking far away from the core worlds. You also notice that the communications are labeled with an IP address that designates it's from a ship called the Destiny Horizon, which currently is operating out of the Felucia sector. And for those of my audience members out there that don't know what I'm talking about, due to the tide changes that the Dust to Dust crew has put up to vote, and they voted on a resistance fleet showing up to back up the resistance on Felucia. So I thought, you know what? I think the Destiny Horizon should show up and screw their lives up. So currently the Dust to Dust Imperial Death Squad crew is dealing with the Destiny Horizon and all the hardened commandos that are in that ship. So, excellent. Tying everything together, everybody.
I guess I don't feel so bad about our situation. That sounds terrible.
Oh, it is. They're
For Dust to Dust, of course. Because I'm sure
something else.
Yeah. I'm sure Destiny Horizons was like, okay, come on, motherfuckers, let's see what you got.
All Destiny Horizon has to do is keep their people alive and try to find a way home. And so far, they're 0-1 on that. All right. So you're sitting there in the conference room. Viatar has resigned. He's given you some credits and he's given you some effects. Information that it's up to you to translate whether or not he withheld it or it was information that he was in the process of getting. So that's entirely up to you. But you do know that the Madame contacted you earlier and said that you have a meeting with Raoul today. Tell me, why don't you open the scene? Describe to me what Sirius is doing with the information that I gave you. How is he feeling? What is he doing right now? And we'll just run this entire game with you initiating where this episode starts based on your roleplay. Go.
Okay, so Sirius is here at the table with all these effects in front of him. He has been conversing with Travis a lot, but at the moment he's not. He's falling silent as he stares at his master's lightsaber hilt and the other items from Vitar. He slowly begins to...
If you've been conversing with Travis, let's say there's also a stack of plastic cards with Grick's recommendations on what you need to repair the ship. You know, everybody's recommendations that they gave you in that one meeting is all there in plastic cards next to your master's hilt.
And it's all been gone through, and that's why I stopped talking to him, because I basically finished my paperwork, which was a lot. That's why it took 2 days. And so this has like been the first few minutes when I've been able to sort of... meditate without something else to do besides the meeting, which is actually a fun thing to do because it's not paperwork. So I'm gathering the items, deciding what I want to lock up and what I might want to carry with me. I keep the credits only, really, but as I pick up the hilt, I consider it for a long time, and I don't know why. I'm just staring at it. And then I just tuck it back and I say, Travis, can you please have Grodd meet me in the hangar?
There's no response. And as you look up and you look around, you realize you're almost in a dreamlike state. You're there, you're present, but everything seems a little foggy. And as you look around, you see Janus sitting at the table.
And I think back to his body laying on the table, his deceased body. It's still in the medical bay that we have right now, laying there right now. And I look at him sitting there, alive and well, and I say, because I've sort of had sort of visions like this before, and I say, it's good to see you again, old friend, even though we didn't get to truly reconnect.
He smiles and stands, and almost in a blue haze, as if he were a spectral being, he moves around the table and places a hand on your shoulder, and you almost feel warmth from it. I promised you I would train you, and I have not given up on that promise. Besides, I'm one with the Force now, and now we can be closer than ever.
At that, I'm sort of taken aback. I've never heard of anything like that before. Well, I mean, obviously, I know you return to the Force, but I didn't know you get to retain your. You still get to be you. So I still sort of don't. I still sort of think that's just my heart and my desire and my emotion. I don't actually think that's really him in my heart. And I say, yes, I'm sure your guidance will see me through the trying times to come. But I'm really thinking, I'm going to have to do that myself.
He sits down. Of course you will. And looks you right in the eyes. Sirius. When you go to Raoul's, you will find someone there.
And I say, who?
That is not clear to me yet. But you will know it in your heart when you meet them.
Are they a friend or a foe?
They're going to be an asset to you. Incredibly so.
And immediately that just buoys my spirits. I feel much happier after he says that.
He smiles and says, Grodd's coming. Grodd, you step up to the door of the conference room. Is there anything you want to do before you walk in? Travis told you that Sirius would like to see you.
Did he say in the conference room or the hangar?
Yeah, the conference room.
Because
I imagine
he pretty much...
you left the brothel to go meet him, right?
Yeah, well, he was over in the jacuzzi in the penthouse thing.
Oh, the penthouse, yeah.
Yeah. And, no, he'd just walk up and he wouldn't even knock. He'd just go in.
Now, do you smell
open up
good?
the door and...
Like, was the jacuzzi scented or was it just a hot tub?
Probably scented. I don't know. It probably had fresh water in there.
Okay.
Wouldn't imagine he's doing too many bad things in there.
So, because of the nature of these penthouses, you almost smell like lavender. It's a very calming scent. Kind of like lavender and vanilla is a stress reliever. So you smell like a stress reliever.
Yeah, so I'll just walk in, open up the door, fling it open, and I'll say, you called, boss?
And you see me as I say, I'm sort of mumbling to myself. And when you say boss, I kind of shake my head a little bit and I turn back to you. And at first you could tell in my eyes I don't recognize you as I'm coming out of some sort of state.
I'll say, you feeling all right?
And then I'll approach you and I kind of lay my hand on your shoulder, and then I fully come back as I smell you, and I say, you smell like a prostitute.
Well, I mean, it's the jacuzzi. They put that in all the water out there.
Well, and then you see I'm kind of flustered, and I say it smells nice. But I don't really say it to you. I'm saying it
no
as
homo. like
yeah,
no homo.
exactly. Yeah. I say we need to gather the others. The madam has alerted me. She's set up a meeting with us with Raoul. We should head over there as soon as possible.
Yeah, and it crosses your mind, Sirius, that Lucius will definitely be key for that because he knows enough about ships that he could be like, bro, we're getting our asses handed to us in this deal. Grick probably wouldn't be that useful, honestly.
Okay. Well, I was thinking about it, but taking him. But now that you mention it, yeah, he'd probably interject himself at just the worst time and ruin the deal. He'll stay here. That's a good idea. And I'll have
And he's
Travis
pretty damn
sorta
good
keep an eye
security.
on
He
that
let you know
best he
the
can.
the moment shit happened with Janus,
Yeah.
so you could rely on him to watch the ship.
Yeah, I'll go tell Grick that just to stay back and watch the ship. And I'll tell him we're going to see Raoul so he knows right where we're at.
Let's role play that. So, Sirius, let's say you go get Lucius, and Grodd,
Excellent.
you go get Grick. So, Grodd, you walk. Where do you go to find Grick?
Medbay.
Excellent. That's exactly where he is. And he has this thing that looks like a drafting table, and his face is face down in the drafting table, and he's just like. And he doesn't even see you come in. And yeah, there is still a body right behind him on the cold slab.
So I'll creep up to him and I'll whisper in his ear, like, in a woman's voice, "Oh, Grick."
Okay. In a woman's voice, with him being asleep, I'm going to have you roll a deception or some sort of skill with 2 purple.
He
Just
gets a
'cause-
boost because he smells like a prostitute.
Oh, hell yeah. You
Yep.
get a boost because you smell like a prostitute.
Oh man.
Thank you, Archie. It's weird. Archie was bending down or something. He just popped up for that and bent down again. It was like watching Sesame Street. It's like, where did that fucking Muppet go?
What'd you say I was rolling? Deception?
Whatever skill you want that you think would charm him or deceive him.
Deception.
Skullduggery. If you want to use that, I'll allow skullduggery. Maybe you touch his shoulder in a way that it feels like a woman.
Yeah, all right, we'll use skullduggery.
Hey, and I have
Oh,
a
I
black
forgot
side.
to play that.
That's my fault, actually. Oh, and there we go. I
It
just rolled
doesn't
it
matter.
again. I can't do anything right, guys. Okay, so yeah, you succeed, and he's like, and he kind of wakes up and opens his eyes, and he's got crust around his eyes, and really, since he's dark green, there's bags under his eyes that are super dark purple, and they almost look like black eyes because he has not gotten any sleep. And he goes, "Hey, baby," and turns around and sees you and goes, "Oh, God! Oh, gross!" And just starts, like, shuffling with papers on the desk.
Grad will say, "Hey, buddy, you've been working too hard lately."
Oh, yeah, I've just been watching this Janus.
Yeah, well, we got some business with Raoul there. You mind watching the ship?
By all means, I'll watch the ship. I won't even fall asleep. But if you could do me a huge solid, I really could use an assistant.
I talked to Sirius about that. It's in the plans. When you get them, you have to talk to Sirius about that. But I pushed for one. We just got to find one, I guess, or it's on the list. That's all I can tell you.
I know I said I wanted a hot woman, but honestly, if it was a droid, they probably wouldn't give me as much sass.
Well, do me a favor. Take one of those uppers or whatever your caffeine pills, whatever you got, and try to stay awake till we get back at least.
I got a better idea. I've been working on it. And he points to a schematic, and you see it's pretty much a car battery that fits on a belt that he attaches to his nipples. And anytime his mental activity goes down below a certain level, he gets zapped by it.
And he'll look at that, Growl look at that, and he'll say, "I don't think that thing even works."
Oh, it does. Check it out. And he puts it on. He undoes his shirt and attaches it to his nipples. And he's like, I don't know how to make my brain go dead. Well, here, let me just turn it on and show you. Are you gonna let him?
Yeah.
He flicks a switch, and you hear tick, 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 like the ticking of a taser, and he's just like, his back arches, and he goes, and then after a while, the battery drains, and he just crumples to the floor, twitching a little bit. He's awake, but he's just like muscle spasming.
I'll turn the thing off for him, and I'll say, "Another one of your fine inventions," or whatever you call it.
His hand goes up on the table, like, slap, and he pulls himself up and he's like, yeah, but it's fine. I'm great. I'll watch ship. No problem. And he like speed walks out of the room towards the bridge or the cockpit. No, I guess it would be a bridge in this.
Yeah, it's big enough for a bridge.
Yeah, it's not technically a cockpit either. It's actually a deck on the ship. So yeah, he goes zooming out of there. And all of a sudden you hear a voice. Grodd, would you like me to make sure that I keep him entertained so he does not have to use that device?
Travis, I think that'd be wise.
Excellent. Do you know what keeps his attention?
Probably anything to do with women.
Excellent. My previous owner has more than 375 terabytes of porn.
I think he likes the gay porn the best. Try playing that.
Oh. Well, there is only 500 megabytes of that, and it seems to be self-videos, but I will make sure I play that for him on the 3D holovid. I will call him to the lounge when he starts getting sleepy.
Sounds good.
God. All right, let's cut over to the bridge, God damn it. Poor Grick, man. All right, so Sirius, Damn Jam, sorry, Lucius. Sirius, you go on the bridge and Lucius isn't there.
Travis, can you please tell me the current location of Lucius?
Yes, I believe he is relieving himself in the head.
Oh, all right. I awkwardly go wait in the hall.
All right, so Lucius, you're in the bathroom. What are you doing right now?
Just sitting there, waiting. Ah.
And then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
Travis interrupts and goes, "Are you quite done excreting your fecal matter into the dispensary?"
Yeah, I think last night's special finally passed.
Would you like me to aerate the bathroom?
Yeah, I would almost assume that is probably a requirement at this point.
You hear the fans turn on. Not to rush you, but it appears Sirius is waiting in the hall for you.
Oh, okay.
I promise he has not
sweet.
been listening.
I'm sure he has. And he'll push the whole, I'm sure it's like a bidet. So a bidet kind of combo. So
Squirts you in the butt.
Yep. Air dries. He comes strolling out. And he'll look at Sirius and goes, I heard from this guy from Kessel that Wookiees really love that song. So take that into consideration next time you run into a Wookiee.
Oh, okay. I'll have to be sure to acquire a copy of that.
Oh, it's not
Would
hard
you like
to,
me
man. It's
to
like one of those,
download? Would you like me
big
to
hits.
download a collection of jizz music for you?
Oh, yes. That sounds quite nice.
Yes. Maybe I could play the jizz music while I provide Grick with entertainment so he does not fall asleep.
And I look down at Lucius and trying to build a cordial relationship, and I say, I'm sure we can use that to torment our good friend Grodd as well. He doesn't like the Huts very much. I kind of chuckle.
Yeah, I guess we could. So, what's up? What's going on?
We have a meeting, and I go back to formal business, serious, which is normal. We have a meeting with Raoul. I would appreciate your input. Would you be willing to accompany Grodd and I?
Yeah.
Me and Grodd?
Yeah, the mechanic dude, right? The guy's gonna
Yes,
fix the
Raoul,
ship?
yes, to fix the ship,
Oh.
yes.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, sure. No problem. Yeah. So.
Thank you. Are you? And then as we start walking, I'll start just making small talk. Are you making your place here comfortably?
Oh yeah. Ship looks like it's pretty good shape. I mean, except for the repairs. I think once we get this thing up and running, we should be good to go.
Good. I'm glad. I was concerned that you may not be as comfortable with new people. You're only here for Dam Jam after all. But please make yourself I want you to feel comfortable.
Well-
You're part of our crew now, so
Yeah, but you gotta also understand, I'm a pilot for hire, so I'm used to meeting new crews. But again, this is a life debt to Damn Jam, so maybe we'll get a little bit closer. But yeah, dude, it's good, man.
Knowing what you are, that you're after the money. I say, I'm sure there will be opportunities to make a few credits as well, and I give you a wink.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the ship. I go, with this ship, yeah, we could do a lot with this thing. So I'm not too worried about it. It's just finding the right connections.
All right, so let's say that you guys all are meeting on the bottom deck, which is where the landing gate is. And Grodd, you're already down there. Sirius and Sirius and Lucius come down the turbo lift, and the doors open. And there is a vehicle bay there that's positioned on the ship. And if you remember, it did have a speeder bike, but the crazy bitch took it. So if you guys do get vehicles, you could put them on that section of the ship.
Okay.
So yes.
Greetings, my friends. Let us make our way to find some transportation over to Raoul's. I'm sure there are many taxis here.
Oh yeah, just and he remembers back to the taxi he took to get here. He goes, yeah, don't ask those guys to take us. No.
I will trust in your guidance then, Lucius. Please lead the way.
And he'll go out and hail the taxi like he's used to.
Yeah, you go out to hail the taxi, and a prostitute across the street goes, "What are you doing?"
Hailing a taxi.
You don't need to do that. Are you with Sirius?
Well, yeah.
Well, the madame has a driver.
And Lucius will look curiously to Cyrus like, did you know about this?
Yeah, and you see on my face that I clearly did not know, but I quickly say, well then, I guess we will avail ourselves of that service. Let us go, friends. And there's like a perk in my step as I think about plush luxury, because I like that.
He's an old Clone Wars vet, she says as you guys cross the street.
I think it might be wise for us to first beg leave of the madam before we take our driver.
Oh, okay, she says.
So I'll at least run and go try to find that head-shaved side head lady, or heads of security. I'm sure the madam's kind of. At least I'll find either one of those.
Yeah, you're
people
talking
and
about
ask them
you're talking about Valkyrie.
Yeah, that bitch is badass.
Yeah,
I like bad women. You know me.
I'll
make sure to tip the prostitute 10 creds for the information.
Make sure you write that down. Grodd, keep in mind, anytime you need information from the prostitutes, you now get a boost die. They're your eyes and ears.
Nice.
So Lucius, are you following Sirius in?
Yeah, I'll follow him in.
Yeah, so the two of you walk, the bouncer lets you guys in. He knows you well enough. And you guys get inside the main atrium where all the casino machines are and the bar itself. And you see Valkyrie sitting at the bar. She's having a drink.
Is she speaking to anyone currently?
No. Looks like she's just
Okay,
enjoying either a break or she just got off shift because she's not in her armor. Instead, what she's wearing is it's a red leather jacket that cuts down just below the breasts. It's like mid rib cage, one of those short fancy jackets. She's wearing a very tasteful top. It's not a turtleneck, but it's almost a turtleneck. And then there's one slash across the chest to show just a little bit of cleavage. And then she's wearing black cargo pants. So it looks like a nice outfit, but at the same time, she's always ready to go. And then right on the back of her belt is a disruptor pistol attached to her belt.
Okay, cool. So I'll approach her. Hopefully Lucius is rolling all right with us, and when I walk up to her, I'll say, "Greetings, Valkyrie. I hope I'm not interrupting. May I
She turns
sit
her
here?"
head. By all means. And her eyes go behind you and look at Lucius. And,
Yeah, I'll say, "Lucius, this is Valkyrie. Valkyrie, this is Lucius.
Lucius, why don't
He
you
will
make a
be
perception
filling in as our
check?
pilot."
Why don't you make a perception
Okay.
check against... Is Lucius a ladies' man, would you say, or is he kind of oblivious?
He kind of is. He thinks he's a bigger ladies' man than he actually is. I mean, he's good with the ladies for a bit, and then his bullshit wears thin on him, and the ladies leave him. So usually his exes.
He's pretty savvy.
Yeah, he's savvy at first, but yeah, it wears pretty thin. So
Why don't you make a perception check against 2 purple?
It's too purple. Okay.
And Sirius, you can make this same check, but I want you to make it under 3 purple. And I want both of you to do it. And Grodd, you followed them in, right?
Yeah.
Grodd, make a perception check against 1 purple.
So,
No need to pass the advantage around. Okay, so Sirius is unaware. Lucius, you remember the picture of her, right? Do I need to re-show that?
No,
Okay.
I remember what she looks like. Yeah.
What would Lucius, what would his body language be when he saw her?
He would be kind of checking her out at first, just kind of looking, trying to size her up. Whether would he try to hit on that? Would he not? He's still contemplating it. He's not quite sure because of how tough she looks. He knows that he's run into the situation before where he said the wrong thing at the wrong time and got his ass handed to him. So he's a little leery about kind of approaching that.
Yeah,
He's
since
still
half
trying to
her
size
head
up.
is shaved and she's got the Valkyrie tattoos and she's got the war braids that run underneath. I could totally see that. Grodd, you pick up on it immediately, and you're kind of surprised because you always thought she was a lesbian, but she's definitely checking Lucius out. In fact, she gives that classic Natalie Dormer, sideways smile as Lucius is looking her up and down, and she just goes back to her drink playfully. You've never seen her interested in anybody.
So I'll stand next to Lucius and I'll just elbow him and just kind of nod my head towards her.
Yeah, I think Lucius, with how you described him, I think you'd get the wingman look.
Yeah. And he'd be like, yeah, I think I'm catching that, but you'd kind of sense that there's a little hesitation that there might be a question or two to ask about this. Yeah.
No. Yeah, so she motions to the seats. She's like, would you guys like to grab a booth?
No, I'm sorry. We were only going to inquire if it would be all right to use the Madam's driver.
Oh, yeah, Mr. Ryan.
She set up a meeting for us, but we don't have transportation.
He's a crotchety old fool, but if you guys ever get in a dirty situation, I mean, he was hired because he was a transporter, so. And I don't mean cargo. I mean, he's a transporter. He goes through some hairy shit.
Oh, well, we have that in common then.
And,
Hey,
and hearing that,
Oh, go ahead.
Lucius would, the hairy shit, and he'd kind of get the hint about what she's talking about. He'd kind of get a raised eyebrow going, I wonder how good this pilot is,
Yeah. She smiles at Sirius and leans in and goes, if there's not enough bed in your suite for all of you, we could find accommodations for that fellow. She motions towards Lucius.
I just look at him a little confused, and I'm like, do we have... And then it sort of dawns on me as I look at Grodd, and he's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh... And I just keep looking at Lucius like, what are you going to do, fool?
Anyway, shall I call him up? She says, interrupting the awkward look that the three of you are giving each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
that would be well. And I say, thank you. Tell him we'll meet at the door. And I grab Grodd and I start walking, purposefully leaving Lucius behind.
Yeah.
Yeah, if there's some kind of door,
man eater.
I'll shut the door behind us.
Well, it's a main door.
Leaving Lucius.
It's the main door.
Oh.
She's in the open bar. Lucius,
Okay.
do you go with them, completely missing the queue, or do you stick around?
Well, he'll sit there, and he does not want to be rude by any means. Like he said, he's going to be very cautious about how he handles this situation. So he'll tip his hat and kind of give a little suave, "Well, ma'am," until we meet again, and walk off.
So as you're walking off, she's just like, "Meet again it is," and just takes another drink. Meanwhile, there's a girl at the bar like, "You go, girl." But yeah, so you walk outside, and by the time you all get outside, traffic here, it's kind of like an airport. You're not allowed to park in front. In fact, I'm going to actually say that one of the taxi drivers pulls up, the passenger gets out, and he's messing with his data pad, like texting somebody. And the bouncer, this really freaking aggressive Wookiee, steps up and then just kicks the door and rocks the hover car. And the guy's like, motions away, and the taxi's just like back into traffic. And there's a dent in his door where the Wookiee kicked it. And the Wookiee he's made to wear a button up, so he like puffs his collar and then goes back to where he was standing. And no sooner does that happen, do you see a limo pull out of the private garage and stroll right up to the sidewalk. And as the door opens, this old man pokes his head out. And he's got combed over hair, white goatee, and he steps out and he's dressed in a nice outfit. And he walks up and says, "You have any gear or luggage you need to put in there?"
No, thank you, sir. We'll be going to Raoul's garage. Do you know where it is?
"Yes, I know where it is. I'm old, not stupid."
Oh, excuse me, my friend. Very well.
And he moves over and opens the door for you. And inside this limo, it's like a round couch with a small coffee table in the middle, but it's only half of a couch. So it's almost like a restaurant booth.
All right, so I'll hop in, and if there's like a bar in there,
Oh, there's a
I'll
bar.
pour myself a drink.
Yeah.
Pour myself a drink.
The moment you sit down, this panel opens up and these bottles are like, and it's Corellian ale. And yeah, so you guys get in. I assume all of you get in. And the first thing
Lucius
that you
will
notice... Oh, go ahead.
I said Lucius will hop in, yeah.
The first thing that you'll notice, are any of you familiar with weapons? Not really? There's an assault rifle hanging on the back window, like, you know that transparent window between the driver and the passengers? And it's on like a police shotgun mount, so that at any time he can grab it if need be. And there's a thermal detonator hanging from his rearview mirror, like a one of those air freshener or fuzzy dice. And then he gets into the driver's side, and the car starts
I look at
pulling
Grodd,
forward.
and I look at Grodd after I notice that thermal detonator, and I say, I feel safer already. Very sarcastically.
I was going to say, you feel safe. Well, I don't.
All of a sudden you hear as this like car comes screeching to a halt. Even though the old man turned on his blinker and slowly pulled into the lane, some asshole was speeding behind him. And he looks at you guys and he goes, "Pardon me for a moment." And he opens the door. And then if you guys are watching, he goes over to the driver and he's like, "Excuse me, is there a problem here, sir?" Guy's like, "Yeah, you're a fucking moron, didn't it?" And before he could even finish, the old man bashes his face into the steering wheel, opens the door, throws him on the ground, reaches in, grabs his passenger who's drinking a beer, pulls him out, kicks him in the stomach, beats the shit out of him a couple more times with his like fists and kicking, and just leaves him there. Walks back to the limo, gets inside. "Oh, well, now they're blocking traffic," and just goes and takes off into the causeway.
Oh. Lucius is loving this shit.
By the way, you could talk to him. There's no partition that's going to say otherwise.
Now, so
Grad would have said to him, "Real man would have took the beer."
He looks back at you and holds a can up. And then takes a swig.
Oh, nothing like warm piss.
Hell, I love this guy.
Then you
Is that
just
like,
hear
do you say
Sirius
that
under
out
his
loud?
breath. Sit.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
He goes, I love you too? He almost questions. So yeah, you guys continue on. It doesn't take long to get to Raoul's place, which is, it almost looks like a submarine hangar, and it's several stories below the Madame's. It's built into this long shaft that used to be a tunnel for thorough traffic, but he's basically boarded the ends up, bought it up, and turned it into a shop. And the limo comes down to an area where you guys will have to walk up to the shop because there's no traffic allowed in front of it. And you see a few vehicles that are out there that obviously have like little restraints on them so they can't be stolen, but they're the vehicles that are intended to be worked on next. But this tunnel is large enough for the Dragon's Ire to pull right inside. And now you understand why the Madame was telling you it would be secure. Like no one would be able to get to it. And the limo pulls up, and he comes out and opens the opposite side of the door. And when he does, you realize that he's opening the wall behind the couch. So you guys can't get out. And then the moment that happens, you feel the couch go... and it starts rotating to the other side so that you guys can exit on this side. And he kneels down and lowers his hand. Watch out, it's a steep step. Does anyone take it?
His hand?
Yeah, he's lowering. He's helping you out of the limo.
Yeah,
when,
Lucius will.
when he
Say
grabs
thanks.
each of your guys' hands, it's firm, but it's very like, I'm a noble. You know, like I'm used to helping nobles out, so it's by the forearm and a gentle. You know, he puts his hand on your back to stabilize you once you get up there, and you hear the jingling of dog tags under his nice shirt.
Thank you, my good man.
Okay. And with that, we're going to end part 1. No cliffhanger. It's the only second time that's ever happened in all of my sessions. And when we get back, we're going to start part 2, but we're going to take off with Nate's new character. And Nate will be able to introduce his character, tell me a little bit about his life, and then I'm literally going to introduce the party as just walking in to Raoul's after we have a little introduction with Nate. So we're going to take a 10-15 minutes so I can transfer these videos. If you have any comments, please comment below. The players love responding to comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel and punch that like button. Bye-bye.